Howdy, Possum, Patty, and the entire Soggy Bottom bunch back there in the peanut gallery, and decorated trees and pumpkins, and a few little folk up here on the table. And look, here's Pixie, and she's sitting in the donut that I won at the fair. I challenged my sister to a game at the fair, yes, and I won. Well, I think Pixie's found a very comfortable place right there on the donut, and she's sitting there looking through her journal. Remember, we put some of those little tiny fairy flowers in her journal the other day? Well, I had so much fun going through journal number 4, my old sketchbook journal number 4, that I thought I would spin the wheel again today, and let's take another look at one of those old nature journaling, art journaling, sketchbook journals. Come on along. Well, there's little Pixie. Look at the smile on her face. She's sitting in her comfy donut, looking through her journal. And here's the wheel that I need to spin. We've already looked at journal number 4. But there's 13 other journals ready to be looked at. So let's give the wheel a spin. And there she goes. And the winner is number 8. Yay! So let me grab number 8. And this is from 2017. And we'll take a look at it. And as you can see, the very first page is a selfie. Somebody had mentioned about putting selfies in your journals, and I thought, well, that would be fun. But, drawing people wasn't like one of the things I did a lot of. So I found doing selfies pretty hard. So then I started practicing people. But it says acrylic transfer 2016. And to tell you the truth, I don't remember exactly how I did this. I would have to go back and look. I do remember this code is nice and warm and fuzzy. All right, what's in this journal? I'm going to be surprised. Oh, more acrylic. This is sort of like a Van Gogh tree, isn't it? Look at the sky with the swirls and the bold brush strokes. October. Oh, tree number 140. I got into this thing where I was actually counting the numbers of trees. I was either sketching or painting. I think I stopped doing that, but yeah, this was tree 140. Practice, practice, practice. And it says a bit of sketching after dinner in the garden. And this says a bit of after dinner sketching in the garden on September 2nd. And this would be 2016. Looks like some salvia, some black-eyed Susans there. Just some quick sketches. What are these? Pillows, UFOs, cloud appreciation. I saw these really strange clouds that look like pillows or UFOs or something up in the sky. And just a little sketch here. Got some mums. Oh, morning mums, art and oatmeal. Mr. Possum, this is when we lived in Pennsylvania. Mr. Possum would go join his buddies down the restaurant for breakfast, once or twice a week. And while he did that, I would set up the camera at the kitchen table and do some art while I had my bowl of oatmeal. And I called it art and oatmeal. And I did these little sketches. Oh, and this is like a really crazy tulip tree. And I was doing what's on my mind. And, like when you go to Facebook, it says, what's on your mind? Why does the smallest of trees have the largest leaves? I looked out the window and the small tulip tree had one yellowish brown leaf. The next day it had 2. This is tree number 139 out of 10,000. I did these funny paint drips on here, and I think this is watercolor and just with some inking on top, some white ink, some black ink. Just having a play. Posca pens, Sharpie oil pens, gouache. Wow, what am I doing here? Jelly roll, Pit Artist. Oh, I'm testing out different pens on top of different media. So I have all these feathers. This one's masking fluid. Derwent Color Soft pencils. Crayola. That must be like a resist acrylic. Interesting. Wow. I'm always playing with different art media. And here we go. I love purslane. I just love the shape of their leaves and the red stems, and it sort of grows along on the ground. It says not much growing, but the purslane. Oh, so this must have been a bit of a drought. Here's the rainfall way down here at the bottom of the ruler. 0.08 plus 0.02 equals 0.1 inches of rain for the past 3 weeks. And no rain in sight. In sight. I spelled that wrong. Should be SIGTH, in sight. And here I did some more purslane. Oh, this, I like how this looks. It's gouache on black gesso. Should I be a teacher and correct this? No rain in sight. SIGHT. No rain in sight. And more sketches. Oh, this was at Mount Cuba in Pennsylvania. And we were doing a sketching day. New England asters. And they had this beautiful big tree with all the fall blooms underneath. And this was down by the pond. Now this is gouache. But this looks like watercolor. But I didn't say what it was. So, well, I like how these asters look. Just little sketchy flowers, yes. Dinosaur Day. Oh, this was at the North Museum. Carol was my nature journaling buddy in Pennsylvania, and we used to do like little drop-in workshops at the museum at the Franklin and Marshall College called the North Museum. And again, I think I'm playing with gouache here. Oh, Mr. Spock, of course. Spock is gouache. And these are just some art bars I was testing out. And I don't know why I drew across his face. Oh, more art bars over here. Why did I draw Spock? That's interesting. I drew a picture of Spock. I think I was still trying to do faces. I don't know. There's some more of those little mums. And lots of swatches. Oh, winter squash. I don't know. I was into these drippy things. Everything is dripping. Oh, this was art and oatmeal. So I did this during breakfast. Oh, Danny Gregory from Sketchbook School wrote a book, Art Before Breakfast. And I think I had the book and I was doing art with my breakfast and not before my breakfast. This is my friend's dog in Pennsylvania, Barney. Look at those eyes. Oh, I did this in the car. This was something else I was doing, car art. That means I drew it in the car. Now I'm doing a lot of sewing and cross-stitching in the car. Oh, and this is a calico fish. Some Chinese writing there. I might have done this while I was visiting with my Chinese friend, Kay. Yeah. And here's some leaves. I think we're doing leaf printing. This was at the Nature Center, Nolde Forest Nature Center in Pennsylvania. Oh. I found some Earth Star mushrooms at Nolde Forest, and I was trying to create this Possum Patty character. And I don't know, I just had this funny thing of bending her around on the page. and trying to come up with like a face. Of course, I got the braids down really good. So this is like really nature journaling, like no one does nature journaling. The rains came and washed the stars from the heavens. Because remember back here we were having a drought, right? Well, the rains finally came and the earth stars, like little mushrooms, blossomed up in the dirt. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love how like little rainbow sparkles on there everywhere. Sparkle gel pen. Oh, and here's another possum patty. Lots of summer birds. Summer birds are butterflies. August 29th. Summer birds are what Maria Marion called butterflies. In the Middle Ages, people believed that insects were evil, born from the mud in a process called spontaneous generation. Not to be accused of being a witch, Maria studied insects in secret. She became a scientist and an artist. There's a book out about her studying the butterflies and their life cycles. So this is a, what is this? The giant swallowtail. Giant swallowtail. Wingspan 4 to 6 inches. It's a huge, huge butterfly. There was one at my house. On my zinnias in Pennsylvania. Nature Mort, which means still life. Oh, we went to see a series of prints by Bruce Catstiff. And each print, he composed skulls, skeletons, bones, and feathers, along with other objects that evoked a Renaissance cabinet of curiosities, a haunting mortality. And I drew this skeleton. Spooky Science, North Museum, Franklin and Marshall College. Deer skull. Oh, here's another one. Oh, and this is inspired by Klimt, K-L-I-M-T, Klimt, with the gold collage on the long gown there. News from the mushroom. Oh, here's my big puff balls. Let's see. Look what popped up in the pasture. These may be purple spored puff balls. That was fun. News from the mushroom. What's on my mind? Oops, I'm going. Sorry. This way. Going this way. Oh, and another one. Wow. And this was I think it was a botany walk. Yeah, this was a botany walk at Engelman Park. And I saw a walking stick, and it landed on my shoulder and hitched a ride. Walking stick is kind of like a praying mantis. It's very camouflaged. Looked just like a stick with legs. And there were a lot of pickerel frogs. Confused skunk cabbage peeping up by the spring. Oh, because when was this? Is this in the fall? Yes, this was October, and the skunk cabbage were coming up. We must have had a spell of warm water. Oh, and there was a garter snake along the creek. Oh, that's a pretty good snake, isn't it? Nope, wrong way. Got these like all around, upside down. All right, this way. Okay. 2 turnips and a pig. Oh, I am sketching with my friend Kay. She sketched a pig, so I just had to sketch one too. And she had these turnips in her kitchen for so long they started sprouting. So I thought I would sketch the pig and the turnips. It says, a strange day. Woke up to a bright blue sky. Some trees still hang on to their colorful leaves late in the season. Then the sky turned gray. The temperature was 72 degrees. The wind kicked up and the leaves flew. The temperatures fell. And lastly, at 9 p.m., it began to snow. Wow. November 19th. Oh, and this is with a sponge. You use a sponge and the colors to do the fall leaves. I haven't done that in a while. Oh, and this is a turkey that they have at the museum, North Museum. It's that very colorful one. Breakfast bloom, art and oatmeal, a Peru lily. So I'm sketching during breakfast again. Oh, here's a fun page. Nothing is less real than realism. Details are confusing. It is only by selection, by elimination, by emphasis that we get at the real meaning of things. Georgia O'Keeffe. And this was just a really fun acrylic painting. Got some blobs on here. I did some scraping, some splattering, some sponging. Oh, wow, look at this. It says, Old Possum Woman Speaks. So this is a quote from the old wise woman named Old Possum Woman. The Arctic breath of the winter wolf chills the walls and rattles the roof. As the temperature falls, he blows down the door, gnaws on your bones, and howls for more. Nature journaling at Knowley Forest again. What's green in winter? Some holly berries there. Oh, so back to the wolf here. So this is my winter wolf. And this is a technique where you get a straw and you blow the paint like you get some really wet watercolors and you drop them on and right away you start blowing it. And then I sketched a wolf on top. Ooh. Oh, here's a quote from Elon Musk. I want to die on Mars, just not on impact. What is this about? Oh, this is from the movie from 1959, The Angry Red Planet. Men of Earth, we of the planet Mars give you this warning. Listen carefully and remember. We have known your planet Earth since the first creature crawled out of the primordial slime of your seas to become man. For millennia, we have followed your progress. For centuries, we have watched you, listened to your radio signals, and learned your speech and your culture. And now you have invaded our home. Technological adults, but spiritual and emotional infants. We kept you here deciding your fate. Had the lower forms of life on our planet destroyed you, we would not have interfered, but you survived. Your civilization has not progressed beyond destruction, war, and violence against yourselves and others. Do as you will to your own and to your planet, but remember this warning. Do not return to Mars. You will be permitted to leave for this sole purpose. Carry the warning to Earth. Do not come here. We can and will destroy you, all life on your planet, if you do not heed us. You have seen us, been permitted to glimpse our world. Go now. Warn mankind not to return unbidden. The Angry Red Planet. Oh, this was watched a South Korean multimedia artist, Jihae, Jihae, on National Geographic Mars, November and December 2016. That's interesting. I'm cracking myself up here. Oh, lots of journaling. Oh, this is my winter solstice greeting. Now, I'm not going to read that now. I put this out traditionally, around the new year, around the winter solstice. But well, look at these beautiful poinsettias over there with lots of splatter on them. In the other video, I was talking about looking at things with a critical eye, not in a way of putting yourself down or saying your drawing is no good or never to draw again, but to really see what you've done and how you can improve it and make it better. And so, this was a sketching I did. And then I went back and I looked at it and I made notes. Just like in the last journal, I made the notes. And I have stacked in a row, no feeling, too soft, no movement. So all the leaves of this plant are like stacked in a row. And it says, what's this? I don't even know what that is there at the end of that branch. I don't know. Bare lower branches are awkward. So there's a lot of awkward space in there with no leaves showing. So you can see I did it over again, and how the leaves now are bending and they're more graceful. And I filled in some of those spaces, and instead of having whatever that is at the end, there's a leaf. And then I made very pale leaves that are, so like behind here, like there's nothing. So behind there's some pale leaves that you can just about see. But I mean, look at the difference. And this is just taking your eye, and it's like, how can I make that better? And what don't I like? And what's awkward? Or, let's improve on that. And the same thing with this, like soldiers in a row. And I tend to do this, like I have all the leaves lined up. I've got all this plant lined up. And so here I've got it just, lots of movement, moving all over the place there. And then this little thing down here, it says not even close, too few flowers, too stiff. So here is that same plant done a whole lot better and a lot more buds on there. The stem kind of went up straight, but then the flowers are kind of moving. But when I put one over on this side too, yeah, that really balances it out. Oh, I like that. Yes. Learn something new every day. And this is watercolor. And I think color pencils or Inktense pencils on here. Happy New Year, Boca. And I did like little New Year's things coming down. The aesthetic quality of the blur produced in the out of focus parts of an imagined small background highlights. And here's some nature journaling. These are called British soldiers. They're lichens. And see the bokeh. I put that in the background. So when you focus on something close up and the background gets blurry, and sometimes you get like these circles and things, that's called the bokeh or bokeh, some people say. So these are British soldiers, some of my favorite lichens. Cloud report. Wow. Oh, wait, I think I skipped a page. Whoa. Happy New Year. Oh, year of the rooster. Roosters are very confident in themselves. Yes, they are. We got a lot of cloud appreciations here. 4 kinds of clouds, all seen within 10 minutes. Oh, this was very pink. This was my favorite. Put a little star there. Ooh, look at this cloud. Blue sky, level top white clouds, medium gray, dark gray streamers hanging down. Wow. Painting clouds are fun. What is this? Oh, doctor's order. Doctor told me to, I don't know what, I think it's Metamucil or Psyllium or one of those things, yeah. Oh, I love this page. I love this page. And here's a quote from Braiding Sweetgrass. That's a book by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Whether we jump or are pushed, or the edge of the known world just crumbles at our feet, we fall spinning into someplace new and unexpected. Despite our fears of falling, the gifts of the world stand by to catch us. Ooh. And I believe this is a total mixed media piece here. And there's collage in the background. And over the collage, it might be some gesso. And then I've sketched sort of like a Zentangle tree there. And as I can see, I can tell that it's black glazed pen. It's a little dimensional. But I love that. It was one of my fave things that I did. Not all my experiments turn out. Oh, and this is sort of a continuation of that, right? And it says, waste not, want not. Waste not, want not. Use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. Well, we have a lot of elements here. These are notes from something: shape, value, size, color, direction, line, texture, the principles. Oh, 7 keys to great paintings. I copied that off of something. Oh, a pair of great horned owlets. Oh, these were in a museum, the North Museum, when I was doing my nature journaling with Carol and Connie there. Winter is here from Game of Thrones. Meteorological winter is based on the weather, so the 3 coldest months. Then you have astronomical winter, which is from the winter solstice to the first day of spring. And just a little winter watercolor, I guess that is. Oh, and here's another owl. I think this one was also at the museum, but I never finished it. And here's a little play, Inkadoodles on Yupo. So I put some ink on there, and then I took my glazed pen and drew some flowers on there. Painting is just another way of keeping a diary. Pablo Picasso. Wow. And some sketchy leaves here, trying to get them, folded and curled and colored, and just playing with sketches. Oh, look at this page. I love honey bears. Just the same honey bear, but sketched from different directions with different media, single line contour, gel pens. Get some ink over there, colored pencils. Don't grow up. It's a trap. And a colorful bank of clouds to brighten this gray day. Colored pencils. Wasn't that a fun and colorful look back? 2016 to 2017. I know. Wow. Some of my faves are in this book. Yes. Where's the mushroom one? This one for sure. Right? Oh, I love some of the pictures I did in this book. Put a lot of work into this one for sure. Well, this is number 8, so it's a little while after number 4. Yeah, they kind of, there's a progression there, yes, from the very first one to the very last one. Lots of play and lots of experimenting. And thank you for allowing me to share it with you. Happy art journaling. Bye-bye.